my goodness. Who wants to live a magical, beautiful, awesome, joyful life? Yeah. Well, I'm definitely in the right group here because we're full of a room with transformational leaders, and it's a true honor for me to be here. To be a part of this group has just been mind-blowing to me. The love that I feel in this room is beyond words. The talks that the people that are the coaches that have been here have moved me so much to the depths of my soul. I'm full of joyful tears in hearing everyone's story. It's just blowing my mind. I never thought I could have this amount of emotion and feeling in my body, in my life. And being around this coaching program has been so transformative. It's really hard for me to put it in words. And so I want to thank you all for being here. You know, I'm from a Hungarian family. My parents came here from Hungary as refugees. My father came here to live in freedom. And I honor and respect that. I had a beautiful childhood. My mom was very protective of me. I didn't really have that much time with my dad because he worked so hard. So I guess I was kind of always looking for love. And being an only child, I felt somewhat isolated and alone. So I was always looking for friends to be friends with. And so my self-confidence wasn't always the greatest. And most of the time I was just looking to be accepted. I found my way after I graduated college to take some transformational enlightenment classes. And at that time, I really started taking responsibility for my life. And a lot of great changes happened for me. I met a professor at Seton Hall University where I graduated, and he came out to California to teach a year-long course in metaphysics philosophy. I ended up moving out here with 5 of my friends from from New Jersey, to California to live an amazing, glorious life. I really always felt like my spirituality was in the foreground of every decision I made. But I don't think I really consciously knew that. But now, it's really coming closer to me that that is really the most important thing in my life. Because that's what drove me on every step of my journey. I had a lot of challenges. A very good friend of mine passed away, and it threw me for a loop. Because I never really saw that close to me when he was so young. And that's when I went a little crazy. I ended up going off on a spiritual journey with people who I thought were my friends. But long story short, I guess you could say it was kind of like a cult situation where they were controlling me, telling me what to do, having me be responsible for them financially, doing things that I really didn't want to do, that I knew was wrong, but I still went ahead and did it because I was looking for acceptance and love. Eventually, by God's grace, I left the group. I actually got kicked out. But that's okay. It was a good thing. I cried a little and all that stuff, and I was like, okay, but I pulled myself together. I ended up taking another class that Robert introduced me to. And then in that workshop, I was able to really let go of the emotional pain that I had. The fear, the anger, the sadness, everything that was bothering me when I realized that I was just being a people pleaser. And what was more important was what was inside of my soul. So I finally got a hold of myself, and I was able to reach the depths of my soul. And somehow I got to feel my inner strength again. So life moves on. I have 2 beautiful children, and they kind of kept me alive when I was having trouble. It was their love and me not wanting to abandon them that kept me alive. And my inner strength that kept coming back to me after my emotional releasing. Eventually, I started my own business, and I met Rika through a friend of mine. And at that time, I was kind of, again, in the depths of despair financially. I just started my business. Things weren't going that well. I was really kind of depressed with my life. I took her one weekend adventure and oneness class. And I don't know what happened, but in that one weekend, I literally flipped the switch on my life. I tripled my income. I felt so good about myself. The self-love came out so strong. And I felt like natural. I felt like, wow, I could just be me. And everything I was doing in my business came together. My clients were all saying yes to me. My investors were all investing. And everything's just been like a domino effect ever since. But I think the main part of it is the self-love. When I realized that I could just be me, that I could just be my natural self. And that's what I want to encourage everyone to be, is their natural self. Because that's the most beautiful thing, is to be you. I mean, only you could be you. And you're the most awesome you that you can be. So why not be it, right? I like to have fun in my life. I work, and I like to have fun. And so, you work hard, you play hard, that little story. And so I love to enjoy myself. And, when I have these amazing love-making experiences and have these rolling orgasms that are out of sight, I get the most amazing inspirations. And I get the most creative thoughts. And the world is just so beautiful then, right? So I have to, encourage you to have pleasure, enjoy yourself. Whether you're by yourself or you find yourself a great partner to enjoy yourself with, be sure you take care of yourself that way, okay? Because you will be creating so much goodness in this world because of the energy that you are exuding when you are in that space. It's just marvelous. And I swear, I get the best phone calls after that. I get like all kinds of money calls after having great sex. Anyway, little tip. Anyway, I was just thinking after my last experience about few words that I thought were important. And I just realized after I thought of those words in that order that it was the first letters of my last name, which is Krug, K-R-U-G. And the first one came to me was kindness. It's so important at first to be kind to yourself, to love yourself, but to be kind to others, to love people fully and unconditionally, to show the gentleness of your heart is so important. And that's so missing in this world. But for us, we have that ability. We have that transformational energy within us. So please, continue to show your kindness and your generosity, because one person gives it to another person, who gives it to another person, and let's face it, it'll be a beautiful world we live in. The next thing would be R, which is respect. There's so much non-respect in this world. Why don't we just try and be polite to each other? Let's honor the being that we're seeing. Respect yourself first, and then you can respect and truly see in the eyes of others. I think it's one of the most important things, is to be respectful to others. Because it's just basically having good manners and treating them nice. There's no need for us to be mean to each other. It doesn't get us anywhere. Let's just keep that in mind, all right? Okay. The other one is U, which is understanding. So understanding where you are and understanding where others are in their life. Looking into their eyes and saying, I see you. I see the God in you. I feel what you're going through, but you don't have to take on their energy. You can be empathetic and let them be where they're at. But have a sense of understanding, because that will allow you to pass on your knowledge to them. Because we have so much knowledge as coaches to pass on. So when you understand someone, you can definitely guide them through to the next stage of their journey into their own transformation as well. And the last one is gratitude. Being grateful for everything in your life. Being thankful for all of everything, whatever it may be. Everything you may be transitioning through. Everything that you're grateful for. I always find it helpful to go to bed at night and think of things that I'm grateful for, because that puts me in a really nice dream state. I think about all the wonderful things, everything to be grateful for, all my beautiful life, my friends, my family. I'm grateful for my ancestors that brought me here, that I'm a part of. Everything. It's just so many things you could really be grateful for and thankful for. So I want to encourage you all to do that as well. Because the more gratitude you show, the more wonderful things show up in your life. And you know, we live in this awesome world with so many possibilities, with infinite possibilities, and we can choose whatever we want. And when you come from your heart, you can never make a wrong choice. So remember that. Come from your heart. Always remember that's the divine in you. And when you share the divine in you, it passes on, and the world just gets better and more transformed. And we will live in that world that we so desire, that's full of love and peace and joy and magic and creativity and everything that we really, truly desire as coaches. So I love you all. Thank you for this opportunity to be here with you. And I look forward to this great world we're going to create together. Thank you.